this and I still don't know what letter this is. It's an R-U-E-T-T, I know that. I don't know if that's a J, F, doesn't look like a Z. And I thought about, is that even sad not to know? Outside looking in. Not really. We only covered cursive for maybe 3 days in kindergarten to write the alphabet. And then after that, maybe 1 week in first grade practicing writing sentences. And that was it. And I wonder if that changes from district to district. Definitely city to city. So where are you from, and did you learn cursive, and how much, if so, and when? I can't think of any other time that we did, nor did we use it afterwards. And I was really hoping to have to use it again because I liked how it looked, triple tens. And it was fun to write. But I suppose triple tens and triple queens, just like a language, which it is, a writing of a language, it can then be lost to time even if you grew up speaking, or in this sense, writing. I guess that would be a thing to feel embarrassed about, too, I suppose, especially if you did learn it. But I think it's kind of normal to forget certain things. And you gotta admit, if you didn't know or remember the letter, you probably felt a little bit embarrassed. I hope you didn't. But I think it's just a normal response. Alright, so this game is not looking too promising. But that's never stopped us from trying. Ooh, that sucks. Right, we are officially against the wall. Now let's try and work our way off the wall. It's so weird. My mouth just dried out, seemingly out of nowhere. Ooh, we don't have the 4 of diamonds, so that move kinda doesn't matter yet. Nowhere for that king. Nowhere for that 7, 8, or king. A fair amount of doubles in our hand as we move on to game number 2. Not a bad start. And if I didn't ask already, what letter is that and what does it say exactly? / pronunciation of the word. Yes, I know. Poorly phrased, but you get it. I really wish we wrote in cursive more. I feel like, or I would like to think, that most of us don't remember it completely, at least in the United States. Because I know I have like probably half cursive, maybe like 70%. And then the other 30%, a scribble of the regular alphabetical writing, but in a very complementary flow to the cursive. I actually like my signature. Guess we're going into it already. Bullets. Not gonna ask a general question. What can I ask about bullets? Did we really get swept 1-3 away from? Actually, no. I forgot about that ace. Let's wait. I really can't think of anything about bullets. The only thing I could think of is like maybe a movie connection. And when I think of a bullet in a movie, I think about the movie Holes and Kissing Kate Barlow, I believe's the name. I think some of you know what I'm talking about. And I believe her lipstick is inside a bullet casing. I'm not 100%, but that's what I remember as a kid. I think this one time, too, in elementary school, I know the exact kid I'm talking about, and it makes sense looking back on it. But he'd always bring weird things to school, like casino tokens, other things I can't really say. And one day I think he brought like an AR-15 type, or an assault rifle, to sniper rifle, bullet. And I remember that freaking some kids out, as if they're gonna be in danger with the bullet alone in first grade, which is a fair thing to be afraid of, but just a little bit silly looking back at it. But that kid would be very interesting. I'll give like one more little thing about them. They were the kid to break crayons, color pencils, just pretty much anything that could break. And he ate, of course it's a he by the way, you had in your head, don't even pretend. The gel packet, or whatever it is, inside of beef jerky, just to do it. I think that was in second grade. chance underneath that 6. And I really hope it's a black 8. Oh, oops. Aw, dang. Wow. Wouldn't this be something? Can we get the darn red black 8? That's all we need for a fat stack. There we go. And with that fat stack, we have also won our first game of the night in a comeback fashion, as we add another win and fat stack to our growing totals. I was really trying to think of a quick pun, but it just missed. Oh man, that was satisfying for a bit. Kind of a long one so far tonight. All of the spades, ace to king, and all of the clubs, ace to king, hearts, with the diamonds. Let's do this. Ooh, only the kings and queens, 9s. All the reds, surprisingly. King, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and that is it. But a decent victory shuffle, especially on the second end of that one. That really was a long game, wasn't it? Gosh, I'm so excited. We are in like the mid 860s, and that just means the 900 special, or means the 900 special, is approaching pretty soon. And I think by my projections, that will be around November if everything goes to plan. And for those of you who pay a bit of extra attention like I do to things that really shouldn't or don't deserve attention, or you know what? For those of you who like to look into things, there you go, a little more than most. You may be thinking, oh, I know what that means. And yes, obviously more to it, but that's all I'll say for now. And it's just so, as I said, exciting. Whatever, we'll be patient in this one. And that's something I've come to accept. And I believe it's a good trait for the most part. As most things, I don't like the cliche, but it's the quickest to convey. Most things have a double-edged sword to whatever it is. Like if you spend a lot of time with your friends, you sacrifice on personal growth or schoolwork or work, family stuff, that type of thing. Like whatever's good comes with a little bad that may be unknown or unacknowledged. And bad doesn't have to mean bad, but just not good. Anyway, something I believe that I have is a greater good than bad is delayed gratification. And it looks like we gotta tap into our twos. And I think that's why I'm getting more excited towards our 900 special and what that means, because of all of the patience from years of this solitaire journey. And it's even crazy to think of it that way. But it's been a great while. And what a ridiculous goal. I've said it before, but 1,000 episodes. And the fact that we're almost to it shows persistence, dedication, enjoyment, fulfillment, and so much more to myself. And a lot of things that it hasn't been constant. There have been fluctuations, of course, as with anything. But as of a fair or a good amount of time ago, it has been all fantastic. And we have to at this point. We're done. There's no way. Nowhere for that 5, nowhere for that 7. 3 at the moment. So no fat stacks this time around. Nowhere for that 10 still. We drop that 9 and bring it back to this 5. Nowhere for that 10. And I believe, my friend, that's the end of this one. 6, 9, and a 9. 10, 10, 6, 6, 9, 9. Unfortunate. On to game number 4. Very curious about this here. Triple 8s and triple jacks. The suspects. Decorating time. Durability, about average. A little bend in the cards by now. Just from shuffling. They are thinner as good as a bicycle deck on the standard, but not bad. Design, simple, sweet, old-fashioned fitting. Color contrast is something I really enjoy. Back design fits. Really nothing negative to say besides the durability. I honestly thought this deck would be a misfire from the box, but looks like it was spot on. For as much as it could be. So I'm gonna be a little generous with this. We're gonna give it an 8. Just because 7.5 doesn't seem quite fitting. But close. Triple eights. Didn't we start our night that way? This deck would be perfect to play with inside of a barbecue restaurant. Another damn 8. I thought Famous Dave's and a little bit of an opinion here. I don't think Famous Dave's is good, nor worth it. It's just the fact, at least here in California, that there aren't many competing barbecue places to that scale or notoriety or accessibility. So, for the lack of options, it's going to seem much better than it is. Price is way too high, and we're done with game number 4. Most likely. Flavor. Too reliant on salt and sugar, but the meat's typically dry and unsatisfying. The only thing I remember is the Devil's Pit barbecue sauce bottle that they keep at the table. They used to have all 5 or 6, but the last time I went they only had 1 or 2 Devil's Pit in, like the regular, which is quite disappointing for those of us who enjoy flavor and spice. Not too great. I've yet to go to Texas Roadhouse, but I just think it's going to be another Famous Dave situation. But if you've been and have an opinion on it, let me know. I could afford a barbecue meal this week. Sounds kind of funny. And would you look at our situation? Fat stack number 2. We've got a long one tonight, but that's no problem, my friend. Alright, final 5. And it looks like they're gonna be fun. Ooh, no, that's not good. Alright, so that was fat stack number 1, or 2 of our night. Fat stack number 3. And that will be it for this game. 3. Oh, wait a second. Maybe not. assassin in this one. Sharpshooter, I think's a better word. You know what? I bet you it was because we gave the deck an 8. Okay, all of the spades, ace to king once again, with an ace trying to flee the scene. With all of the clubs, hearts, and the diamonds. Gosh, I wonder how many wins we're at now. Similar to last time. Better recovery than last time, and would you look at that? 9 to king, only 10s and jacks out of place. Ooh. Do we recover? Yes, we do. So well over half the deck. Pair it up. So we're gonna throw it down one more time. Three sets of 4 would be great. Ooh, triplet. There's our third, fourth, and fifth. Great shuffle all around as we finally lead into our final game of the night. Todos nosotros finalmente jugamos por la noche. Oh, choppy Spanish, choppy German, choppy whatever. What's your second language? Or second in quotes? Well, come to think of it, that's a bit harsh. If you know a second language, you can speak a second language. No matter if it's just elementary. Elementary is more useful than nothing. By, quite a bit actually. Oh, I thought I saw 7, 8, 9, but I was looking at that 7. close that up so we don't get ahead of ourselves. We're still alive. But for how much longer? 9, 3, Jack, 10, and 8. So that is the end, my friend. So great games to start. A little bit of a stinker to end it, but 4 fat stacks, oops, and a win isn't an issue. Maybe I was a little generous on that 8 since the cards did catch a little bit. Or is that maybe because we just won too much? Triple 4s. Triple queens. Wow, I thought there were going to be triple aces or jacks. Kings on top of it. But a very tough game to wrap it up. Well, my friend, that will be it for tonight. Please have yourself a relaxing remainder of your day and or night. Many sweet dreams when you do. As always, it has been fun. And I will see you and talk to you in the next one. But until then, stay safe and eat your fruits and vegetables.